everybody, this is Brandon down at Snake River Fly Shop, coming at you today with a new tutorial. We got a little jig leech here, kind of basically a synthetic version of a Myers mini leech, super effective bug. This one's just going to be more or less just a fully synthetic version of that, utilizing some of our materials. A little bit bigger profile. We like fishing this, on the snake. It's great on still waters, but kind of a nice one that you can ride under an indicator, or even, throw it out and strip it back. And so right now, number 8, number 10, 60-degree jig hook is kind of the name of the game for us. And I have a 4.0 copper tungsten bead slotted on here, and then some 6/0 Semper thread in orange. We're just going to lay down a pretty good thread base, set that bead in there. The main material we're going to be using is our Techno Bunny. This is our cream. We've been tying a lot of creams, tans, kind of mocha, and some different stuff like that. But these creams and tans have been working well. We got a really heavy crawdad population, and that seems to be kind of the magic through most of the snake and the portneuf. And so all we're going to do is just take a really small chunk of that Techno Bunny and just trim it out. And we're going to tie that on with the non-fur, the skin side in a sense, if this was a real rabbit strip facing up. So we're just going to lay that right on top. A couple securing wraps. Kind of manipulate that over. And then lash it in and kind of clean it up. And so now we got this tail, kind of already has some nice curvature. That way when this thing's bouncing in the water, it's got a really nice kind of ribbon look to it, just like a leech or a small minnow that would be running away. The body is going to be some of our crinkles on. This is in the UV gold. This is something we've been kind of playing around with for bodies, just getting something that's a little more in-depth, a little more shine. So we're going to take just a small clump of that there. And I've come in and trimmed this edge. I'm just going to roll those tips together, and I'm going to place that on my side of the hook and tie in that clump of crinkles on with a couple loose wraps, making sure I don't miss any. We're going to lash that all down. And then we're going to advance our thread right behind the bead. And so now with this crinkles on, we're just going to do touching wraps all the way up. The kink in the crinkles on kind of gives you a cool, rougher texture, not super smooth. It's very durable. And then the multiple colors with the UV kind of pop through, but it refracts light just a little bit better than, like a standard tinsel. And so once we get that kind of wrapped up there behind the bead, a couple loose wraps to secure it, and then tie that in, trim out the remainder. Okay, so now we got this nice shiny little body right here. The last step is we're going to build a collar out of some of this Techno Bunny. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. I like going in. We're going to make a dubbing loop. Doesn't have to be super long. Come in and hang our tool here and just let that kind of hang for the time being. Now, my personal favorite way to do this is having some sort of tool, but I'm going to take and more or less, I'm going to roll this Techno over the top of my pointer finger and then grab it in between my thumb. And then you can kind of come in here and pull this stuff tight. Take your middle finger and pinch. And you can come through and make this really nice mohawk. All right. And then whatever your favorite tool is, my personal favorite is the CDC Swiss clamp. I'm going to come in, grab a healthy chunk of that. I'll just manipulate that out. That way we don't get any of the hide in there. There we go. Okay. So you can see, not very much. Got nice even tips here all the way. So then we'll come back in, open up our loop. The tool makes it super easy just to kind of pinch all that material in place. Oop, looks like I completely missed, so maybe not as easy as we thought, but easy to re-grab. Let's try that one more time. There we go. So you can see I got just a little bit hanging on this back end here. Cool thing about this Techno, especially in a lot of our colors that have this, you know, the core color and then the white tips, is when you spin this, it kind of gives it almost a mottled look, gives it a little more depth. And so we'll just go in and start spinning that loop up, that hair. And this is a great way to create, you know, collars. We've been doing it, you know, like substitutes for, you know, like squirrel collars, stuff like that on some bigger attractor nymphs. The olive color is great for making like damsel bodies and then bringing like a little rib through it. They look pretty sharp. So now that we got that little fuzz ball, come in and we're going to pull that fiber all the way back. And then we're just going to wrap, right, pretty much stacking wraps right on top of itself. Like so. And we can secure that there. A few in front, a few in back. Trim that out. We can come in, build up a little bit of collar, and then we can whip finish. And this is a bug that you could add some rubber legs to it and you could get super fancy. This is a, you know, our motto down here at the shop is simplicity, you know, short and sweet at the vise and very effective on the water. And so we like to kind of keep it that way. So we're going to come in, fluff that collar out. If anybody's tied with Techno, you know that this stuff holds its shape really, really well. And so this guy, or pretty much what you're seeing right here, you'll get a little bit of this stuff to slick back, but it should hold this nice chunky profile. And so leeches, mini sculpins, I mean, sky's the limit when it comes to this guy. It's just a really effective platform that Landon Myers kind of came up with. So a lot of props and credit to him, but this is one that you should definitely check out and fish. Happy tying and happy fishing. Thank you.